Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters. A heart-to-heart sharing. Never mind if no response comes, no issues at all. Ever since 2010, last quarter, after return from Parthi, not immediately, but from October onwards, September, October onwards, till last Friday, last Saturday morning, he has not existed as a bhakta because, and not existing as bhakta also, it is not in his hand, or it is nothing to do with his capability or his incapability. It is Swami who, through that glance in 2010, he took him to a state ultimately beyond the duality between Bhakta and Bhagavan. That is also only Swami only did it. Otherwise, how is it possible on this earth that in a matter of 5-6 months, a limited body with a limited mind and a limited intellect can grasp the essence of Upanishads, essence of even more difficult treatises like Avadhuta Gita, Ribhu Gita, Ashtavakra Gita, etc. Is it possible with the human mind and intellect? And this was all in the mission that Swami willed that all these things should happen. So the form was transcended, the duality of Bhakta and Bhagavan, and meditated object of Brahman and the meditator, all dualities were transcended, all due to Swami. Not 100%, but 101%, 200%, all due to Swami. So from that time onwards till last Friday, it used to happen, very rare. It happens when he, from within, he poured on that na main dhan chahun aur tu pyar ka sagar hai. Very rare that he melted in bhakti. Last Saturday, again that intuition from within, only he, the source gives. Swami gives or the source gives. You are going to talk on Dasya Bhakti next week. Exist as Meera, so that you are eligible to talk on this bhava. Dasatvam. So he was back into his 80s, 90s. All those days of his pining for Bhagavan, dying for one glance of Bhagavan, one sparshan, one sambhashan of Bhagavan. And it so happened that even he took up the entire story of Meera and started reading it. But again, within the source, Swami willed and he went to the visions, as he has already mentioned in the message. And while going through those visions, there was duality there, of course. In the vision, what happens? Unlike dreams, in the vision, physically you are there and you are as clearly as you can see everything else in reality in the waking state. With such clarity, with all your mind, intellect, everything intact, fully aware. In the vision, it so happens that you witness something which goes on between you and the Lord. Perfectly you are able to witness. So the duality is there, no doubt. Bhakta and Bhagwan are existing, and that was perhaps the purpose when it came from within that existence Meera. And he has been melting all through. It would not be out of place to share a very intimate conversation, voiceless conversation between Bhagavan and himself when 5, maybe 6 years, when he was in the Aliyah center. Their shrine used to be kept in a separate room. Since we had the luxury of spacious 3 bedrooms, and very rare that he used to go and sit before the shrine, because 24 hours was not sufficient for him to get absorbed in the state beyond awareness, in awareness, and then beyond awareness of awareness. So all that used to be happening in his room. And it so happened that once, voiceless voice, formless form, Swami says that I agree that I only willed that you have to reach this state, but should you not come to me sometimes in between as a bhakta? And to which Satya smiles, in fact laughs, and then he leaves that place. Now last 1 week he is back to that melting, and he runs through each phase in his life, whether good, bad, worst things happened to him, or he was good, bad, very good, very bad, whatever. And the events or the happenings are also not so material, but the most material thing is that Swami was so patient and Swami was so compassionate all through. And he waited for Pundalika, he waited, pardoned Satya for all mistakes committed, for all ignorance. and at a right moment chosen by Bhagavan, even while plenty of prarabdha karmas had been accumulated, God chose the moment. Because perhaps for God's action we cannot attribute any reasoning, but perhaps Swami, in line with whatever he had spoken and shared with Satya during visions which cannot be shared openly, in line with them, Swami had to make him a proper instrument to spread the message of love or to spread the message of Vedanta, whatever. So, irrespective of what he was, irrespective of his blemishes, his fallacies, his ignorance, Swami picked up from September 2010 and seriously worked through Satya to make him an instrument to which whatever worth he is, so that he can share his ananda, so that he can share whatever Swami has given him with whomsoever comes to him or whomsoever is interested, or to the public at large through the blog posts. Now coming to the point, brothers and sisters, take a diary and a pen and write in the most bold and most biggest letters possible on the earth. As he says, one bhakta who is melting, he is telling, bhakti as expected by Bhagavan is not easy. Note down in very bold letters, it is not easy. To read through the visions, one example he will give why he is telling it is not easy. To read through the visions at the surface level and being happy about that is one level. That is not enough. When Swami says, he gave 26 qualities of a true devotee in Bhagavad Gita. How many qualities we all claim that we have? It is for us. Inner conscience has to speak within. 1 or 2 or 5 or 8 or 10. Definitely not 26. What Swami expects from a true bhakta, in this example he is giving, it is not about reading the visions and being happy about it. It is being, again, you may tell it is deliberate. In the bhava, nothing is deliberate. With intellect, whatever you think is deliberate. In bhava, nothing is deliberate. Everything comes from the inner heart. To be in bhakti is to relive each and every thing that had happened in the vision. In all your cases, you can relate to that. To be in true devotion is to be living with God, living with Swami 24/7. Living with Swami, living in the presence of Swami, where world does not matter, where nothing else matters. Where surely intellect does not matter. Because even from the teaching of Manas Buddhi Chitta Ahankara, use of intellect Purushartha, when you are in the divine presence, in the presence of Swami, you give that authority of directing your intellect, even that you give, that reins of that horse intellect, even that you hand over to Swami, and just be in tears and just be in joy. Anyways, both represent the same feelings, same bhava. Truthfully, when you listen to this, you have to, जिसको कहते हैं हिंदी में झांक के देखना, you have to see within your heart, are we able to be in the presence of Swami 24/7? Not at all easy. It is as difficult or more difficult than by being in the path of Jnana. An intelligent person who has been giving Vedanta for 10 years is not telling this. A bhakta who has been melting in the last 3-4 days, from that bhakta this comes. If not authenticated, you can definitely believe these expressions are very genuine, because he has lived only as bhakta ever since Saturday. Few of the sadhakas with whom he has been sharing, they are witness to that. When you really exist in the divine presence, your mind, your heart, your entire identity, your personality, your entire A to Z of yours, it is all pervaded by his presence. And when that happens, try, one of you, if possible, try to go through the entire story of Meera and try to exist exactly as Meera for one day, half a day. He can tell. It's up to you. Maybe none of you may try, but if any one of you try, then believe me, brothers and sisters, in that half a day, in that one day, realization does not matter. Nothing matters. Then your intellect, your personality, your jiva does not matter. Everything else emanates, or for everything else, the starting point is your identity as jiva. That is gone. Whether you are realized, part realized, full realized, also does not matter. Having said that, let him reveal to you, share with you. It is not possible to live in that state of being in the divine presence 24/7. 366 upon 365, it is not possible. While in samsara, it is not possible. Where the manas gets its importance, where dvaragadveshas gets their dues, where our vasanas swell up, it is not possible to be in the divine presence of God, chosen God. That is where the path of wisdom comes in, because it is possible. It is possible because even when you are in the waking state, even when you are not able to dissolve fully in devotion, in the path of jnana, he is not advocating, he is just telling, opening his heart and telling. He is not advocating any path, it is just heart to heart. The path of wisdom. All the instrument, kayena vacha manasa indriyerva buddhi atmana bhava prakrite svabhava karomi yat sakalam parasmai narayana iti samarpayami. In the path of jnana, all the instruments, the 10 organs, manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, everything can be vigilantly rooted through pure intellect. It is possible. Here in the if you decide to be in the divine presence 24/7, even your intellect you cannot be aware of. That faculty is also gone from you. But try to live that for one day. Speak to Swami. These are all heart to heart sharing. No commands, no instructions, no guidance, nothing. No guru, no shishya here when he is telling you all these things. Try to speak to Swami and tell him, I shall try. When a person whom I believe to some extent or to a large extent or in very few cases to full extent, he says he has been existing in that state for 3-4 days and he is telling, I believe him, so let me try. Read Mira's story. Shivanand Ji Maharaj has written beautifully about Mira. When he writes about Mira, he exists as Mira. When he writes Brahman, he exists as Brahman. That is the beauty of this Maharaj. If you can go through and then live the life of Mira for one day, no husband, no wife, no children, no realization, no bondage, no liberation, nothing matters except dissolving and being in that state. Then when you wake up from that state next day, you will realize two things. Number one, nothing else in this world can be more wonderful, more beautiful, more fascinating than that state. Number two, it is not possible to exist in that state forever. Being in this world, you have to leave the world. That is not possible as Grahasthas. We have still 3-4 days for the next satsang. Maybe one of you or two of you, few of you may try this. जय बोलो भांग के बिहारी की जय, जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।